from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. I am Todd Starnes. We are live broadcasting border to border, coast to coast, across the fruited plain. And we're going to have a great show today. By the way, coming up a little bit later in the program, Rush Limbaugh used to do this, and we have carried on this tradition of sharing the true story of Thanksgiving, not the one that you would read in the history books, but what actually happened and the lessons that can be learned. And today that story is more relevant than any other time in American history as we watch the rise of socialism. We watch socialist and communist winning elections here in the United States. And the story of the true story of Thanksgiving is probably more relevant today than it has been at least in our modern history. So we're going to be doing that a little bit later on in the program. Also, Liz Peek is going to drop by, and we'll have a few other guests dropping by as well. By the way, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. And today we want to know, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving? What is it that you do, you and your family, and what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? And I want to start by saying how thankful I am for President Donald J. Trump. You know, the president's been catching a lot of flack from a lot of people, including conservatives, over the past couple of days, probably the past 72 hours at least. And I am just thankful for his presidency. I'm thankful for the man himself. I find the president to be a good man. I find him to be an honest man. And I find him to be a pretty darn funny man as well. The guy's wit is unlike anything I've ever seen in the Oval Office. And it's truly authentic. You know, a lot of the other presidents, when they go out and they do their speeches and they're trying to tell jokes, people actually write the jokes for them. But President Trump does that himself. He does it. It's very authentic, which is one of the reasons why I think he's so darn funny. And yesterday at the pardoning of, what was it? I was going to say Google and Waddle. It's Goggle. Is it Gobble and Waddle? The turkeys. President Trump was pretty darn hilarious. Take a listen. Cut two.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was going to call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling.
Dylan, did you hear the turkey? You can actually hear the gobble. It sounded like your gobble. I mean, not your gobble, but
my
your
creation of gobble.
your creative gobble.
They're probably just celebrating that they get to live.
I thought it was brilliant. It was great.
He's a funny guy,
very funny guy. And I'm also thankful that the president has been a man of his word. Right? We just haven't seen a lot of that in recent days. And I'm also thankful for our freaking awesome audience. You guys. Truly, we have the most entertaining, we have the most educated audience in all of talk radio, and I listen to all the other shows. And it's so funny. I hear the host, and they're always having to wrangle the guest back, and the guest or the callers are getting off topic, and you can't. Some of them are incoherent. You can't understand what they're saying, and the hosts are frustrated. And we don't have that here. You guys. You do such a wonderful job. You come on the program and you're funny, you're entertaining, you educate us a lot, and I'm just thankful for that. And I'm thankful for all the radio stations that carry this program. We're not one of the corporate giants. I love Clay and Buck, but they're owned by the big corporations, and we're not them. We don't have their resources. Back when Bongino and then some other guy replaced Bongino, those are owned by the corporations, but we're a mom and pop operation, and people are genuinely shocked when they realize how successful we have been going toe to toe against the big guys, because we're winning. We're beating them in the ratings. And a lot of people are like, how in the world is that possible? You know why? Because we do us. There's no pretense on this program. I share. Dylan says I overshare. Many of you say I overshare, and I do. It's a conversation. We're hanging out on our big, giant front porch on the radio, having a good time and talking about the issues of the day. Never have I talked down to our audience, even the leftists that call in. We don't talk down to them because we want to convert them to the right way of thinking. So today we're going to be opening up the phone lines, and I just want to know, what are you thankful for on this Thanksgiving Eve? 901-260-5926. Normally we don't take calls, but we already have calls. Let's go to Cordova, Tennessee, and Susan is on the show. Hi, Susan. Good to have you with us. What are you thankful for, Susan?
Well, we have a new grandson. He's 8 months old. This will be first Thanksgiving, first Christmas. Love the first.
That's wonderful. So this will be his very first Thanksgiving. Are y'all dressing up like a turkey, like in a turkey outfit, or?
My husband, when our daughters were home, he had this. You can purchase one, like a turkey hat. So
yes.
He would put it on, and the drumsticks were sticking up. I mean, it would be brown. So he would wear that. And his father. My husband's one of 9, and when his father would make turkey, he would pretend the turkey was trying to get out of the oven.
Wow,
so we did that with our daughters, and it was so funny to see their faces.
Susan, that's hilarious. Wow, thank you for calling in, and I'm just so excited for you. It's always neat to see the little ones in their very first Thanksgiving. I know we've got a little one in the Stearns family. And we're going to be having a big celebration tomorrow, and we can't wait. We can't wait to see the little ones. It's always fun to see the excitement on their faces.
Fun. He has a very special bib. It's like a rubber type bib, but it has a little thing that catches food because he's feeding himself now. He's trying.
Oh.
So it's fun to see him try to feed himself, and whatever falls on the floor, it catches in that little pocket of the bib. It's like a rubber type bib, and then whatever falls on his hind chair or the floor, the dog gets. So everybody's happy.
Oh, everybody's happy. Dylan, I think I may need one of those bibs.
I was just going to say.
We're making notes. We're making
notes. Eat a lot of good food.
It's true. All right, Susan, I hope you and your family in Cordova have a very happy Thanksgiving.
It's going to be great. Thank you.
All right. Wow, what a great call, and what a great way to start things off. By the way, Dylan, we have a Thanksgiving feast that's already been delivered downstairs.
I can smell it.
And it is amazing. So we've got the chicken and dressing, country fried steak, and all the fixins downstairs.
Now that's a good meal.
And like 4 gallons of Milo's iced tea. We're gonna be eating high on the hog.
We are.
Of course, we're in the
we
South.
Have the more tea than food.
So during the commercial breaks, what's going to happen is you'll notice that your host is going to get a little bit more sluggish as the show goes on. So I may have to step back away from the table.
It's like an hour for a nap time.
Oh, there you go. So I want to thank our good friend Jim Lasapio over at Dale's in South Haven. I think that's my official favorite restaurant now. Those guys are awesome over there. Hey, look, can we talk about what's happening with the Boy Scouts of America? They're no longer Boy Scouts. They're just now Scouts, right? They took the boy out of their name because now anybody can be a scout, whether you're a boy, a girl, or you're a girl who thinks she's a boy. They have lost their way, and it's really a terrible situation. What's been happening with the Scouts, and it's been going on for a very long time. They began to lose their way, and I would say probably about 20 years ago. They won all these court cases. The gay rights groups really came after the Scouts hard. For whatever reason, the LGBT crowd, they wanted inside those pup tents. And they were determined, they were hell-bent to do whatever was possible to get the LGBT folks into those tents. And they were not successful. But instead of standing their ground, the Boy Scouts relented, and now it's just a cultural free-for-all inside the Boy Scouts. And people warned them about all of this, and they said, this is going to happen. You will lose your way. You will lose boys, and all hell's going to break loose, and it has. And it's a mess. Millions of boys have left scouting. Many of them have joined a new group that we support called Trail Life USA. And it is a church-focused and again, boy-focused organization where dads have to be involved as well. But the Boy Scouts have unique relationships with the government and with the Pentagon. And since 1937, the military has supported the Boy Scouts. And scouting was very important to the health of the country. Many of our leaders came up through the ranks of the Scouts. And so now Secretary Hegseth is doing an investigation. And the Secretary is very concerned. He says he has been surprised and disappointed by what he has seen in the Scouts. Now, Pete Hegseth says the problem is that the group is promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Pete Hegseth is accusing the Scouts, and it's called Scouting America now, of attacking boy-friendly spaces and for being genderless. The organization, and this is what Hegseth wrote in the memo, the organization once endorsed by President Theodore Roosevelt no longer supports the future of American boys. And he's certainly not wrong. Now, Congress, by the way, and this is, again, talking about this relationship, the proposal calls for the Pentagon to pull medical and logistical aid to the National Jamboree. That's where normally you'll have up to 20,000 scouts gathering in West Virginia about every 4 years. They also want to prohibit scouting troops from meeting at military installations in the U.S. and abroad. Right now, Congress requires the Pentagon to support Scouting America's Jamboree, sending trucks, ambulances, medical teams, all, well, they say free of charge, but it's courtesy of the American taxpayers. Now, NPR was the very first to report on all of this. And they got a hold of this memorandum that Pete Hegseth had written. And again, this relationship between the military and scouting goes back well over 100 years. And Hegseth is rightfully concerned about what the Boy Scouts are doing. I mean, it really is a war on boys. That's what's going on here. According to the report that is going to be sent to Congress, Hegseth says that Scouting America is fostering gender confusion. And I'm wondering if you see that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see that? Have you seen that in Boy Scouts? And if so, what have you done about it? Have you pulled your boys, your sons, your grandsons out of the scouting organization? What have you done as a result of that? Hegseth says, quote, the Boy Scouts have been cratering itself for quite some time. This is an institution the left did not control. They didn't want to improve it. They wanted to destroy it or dilute it into something that stood for nothing, which is exactly what the Boy Scouts now stand for: diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what it stands for. Hegseth goes on to say that Scouting America is no longer a meritocracy which holds its members accountable to meet high standards. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this. Should the Pentagon now break ties with the Boy Scouts of America? Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Now, we're going to be taking your calls. We also want to know what you are thankful for this Thanksgiving. How are you and your family celebrating? This is The Todd Starnes Show.
It's Radio Free America. It's The Todd Starnes Show.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/Starnes and make the change today.
Hey, Patriots, Todd Starnes here with big news. Trump's fighting for our country to get it back on the right track, battling China, who's likely dumping treasuries to sink the dollar, and facing tariffs that are having a sharp bite on the stock market. Now, Trump is playing the long game for America, putting Americans first. But like hard work, there's always going to be some pain. So you've got to play smart, too. Secure your hard-earned savings and retirement with Vault U.S. Gold. Their IRS-approved gold IRAs let you roll over your IRA or 401k with a no no-commission pros. Safe, simple, tax-smart, protecting your future. Want it in hand? Well, their direct delivery program ships insured gold and silver to your door, offering privacy, yours to store securely. Real assets that you can hold and touch for tough times. Call 833-511-GOLD. That's 833-511-4653 or visit vaultusgold.com/Todd Stearns for your free investor kit. And tell them Todd sent you, and don't go unprotected.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
if it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Todd Stearns Radio Show on this Thanksgiving Eve. You know, it's interesting. I was noticing there's been not a lot of traffic out there today. I think maybe people are waiting to drive tomorrow morning. I don't know. It's just not very busy out there, which a little surprising. Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us. Coming up, Liz Peek is going to drop by in a little while. We'll talk about the big news of the day. This is a fascinating story, and we've been following it for quite some time. These 6 Democrats who are calling on members of the military to disobey orders coming from President Trump. And this is not just in the military, but also the CIA, so now you have you have multiple agencies that are being told by elected leaders in Congress do not obey President Trump's orders. And this is causing a big controversy within the conservative world because you have people like Eric Erickson, Michael Savage, and others who are warning that by going after Mark Kelly, you are elevating him as a possible presidential contender in 2028. Well, not at the guys in jail, not at the guys at Fort Leavenworth, because now we are getting word that members of the military are beginning to speak out and say that they are not going to be following President Trump's orders. Take a listen to cut number 5.
Here in my hands, I have a written paper so I can be very articulate and clear about this message. May 2nd, 2023, I raised my hand and swore an oath to protect the Constitution and the land of the free with the people that reside within. The immigrants paying U.S. taxes, building homes, working blue-collar jobs. I swear to protect these people. They are our people, the ones that came into the U.S. authorized on a visa or green card, getting stripped away from families, undocumented children, losing parents, friends, siblings, pulled from homes to sit in a concrete room. They are kids. I don't need to be Hispanic to know this is wrong. I wear the name United States across my chest daily. I am a reflection of this country. I'm not proud to say this is a country I'm serving if it means destroying the lives of people that provide for this nation. Yes, there is a legal process, but it can be bettered. The colonists didn't have to pay thousands of dollars or get a visa to be on this stolen land. I might lose the uniform I wear, but then what is the First Amendment? Te escucho.
Wow, this is shocking, ladies and gentlemen, just shocking, and yet not surprising at all, because there are a number of leftists in the military, and we're going to play some more audio, and they actually feel emboldened enough to put their statements out on social media because they think they've got the backing of all of these Democrats on Capitol Hill. Now, the question is, what happens if we find ourselves in some sort of a conflict, or what happens if there are orders that are given that are all about protecting the safety of the American people, protecting our homeland, and you've got people in uniform that refuse to obey those orders? What do you do with that guy you just heard? He's in the Air Force. What do you do with that guy? And what do you do with officers who refuse to follow President Trump's orders? We are literally looking at a situation where members of Congress, and especially members of the Democrat Party, are calling for open sedition. That's what's going on here. So we're going to play some more audio coming back from the break, but I'm curious to hear from members of the military. Maybe you're a veteran. What's your take on all of this? 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Hey, head over to ToddStearns.com, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of great content for you to read there. You can also download our free newsletter, and you can sign up for our free podcast. We'll be right back, everybody. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Stearns, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, we've got some breaking news coming out of Georgia. We're going to get to that in just one quick second. I want to go to the phone lines, though. Craig is listening to us in Houston, Texas on Patriot Talk 920 and wanted to weigh in on this situation involving the 6 members of Congress. Craig, what's on your mind today?
Well, as a Marine, and I'm an old Marine now, I'm in my 60s, anyone that openly says something against the U.S. like that and they represent the country and they're telling people to disobey orders, they should have possibly have charges filed on them. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what's there, but I do know that I had to follow some orders that I didn't really care for sometime, but they were an oath that I took, and they were justified. I mean, that comes along with the territory. These people have lost their mind. I guess they work for China.
Greg, what concerns me is the cohesiveness of the unit. I mean, if you've got, any of these guys and gals are listening to these members of Congress, they're suddenly going to think, oh, wow, we didn't realize we've got the option here. No, you don't have an option.
No option at all. There's nothing. I mean, there's no unlawful orders they're going to give you. Matter of fact, we have rules of engagement that put us in danger. That you would think in World War II in Korea, that people would say, we're not doing it that way. We're going after the enemy. I mean, if you're the enemy of the United States, but we give a lot of people quarter, and it costs us because we're a very civilized, kind, generous, compassionate nation.
And we are, and I think we can still be, but we still have to enforce the rule of law. And, Craig, I just think for far too long we've turned a blind eye. I mean, Congress has been doing this. The Republicans have for ages. And as a result, we've got lawlessness in the country right now.
Indeed. With the law cannot be compromised in any way whatsoever for anyone at any time.
Well said. All right, Craig, thank you for calling in. It's great analysis. I want to, again, go to this breaking news we have out of Georgia.
Breaking news now on the Todd Starnes Show.
And the breaking news coming involving this crazy accusation involving President Trump trying to influence the election. Fox News now reporting that Georgia is moving to drop all charges in the Fulton County election case involving not only President Trump, but also all of the co-defendants. One of the people that is very excited and, quite frankly, is thrilled over this is Georgia GOP chairman. Well, let me hold on just 1 second here, and let me go to Josh McCoons, chairman of the GOP in Georgia. Josh, good to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And, Josh, I know it's short notice here, but this has to be terribly exciting news for you and the Republicans there in Georgia.
835 days since these indictments were handed down, and I think it's appropriate that this is coming on the eve of Thanksgiving. President Trump, our electors, my predecessor, David Schaefer, they fought bravely over the last 2 years to defend all of us, and this idea that you can contest an election, because that's really what Fani Willis was trying to do, was to criminalize the process of asking questions about an election. And with Judge McAfee's order today, that has been pushed to the side. Just a huge victory for our democratic system of government in the American Republic.
I mean, you described it. I want to read this statement to you, and you wrote this. This hoax has torn at the fabric of our families, our party, and our state. I think that's a good way to describe it. And there are so many great patriots there in Georgia who are really enraged over how Fulton County and Fani Willis was going after the president.
It's just shocking. It was like watching a horror movie that seemingly had no end to it. First, that an investigation was even convened, which was ridiculous. And then the idea that there was actually criminal charges filed. And then, the punishment really in this case was the process. The idea was to bankrupt and financially destroy these patriots, but they were all willing to stand strong. We were proud to stand with them, and we were able to triumph in the end. But, yeah, people have every right to be outraged. This should have never happened in the United States of America.
Josh McCoon is the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Great American Patriot, and Josh, again, I think this goes back to the open lawfare that was waged against President Trump, not just in Georgia, but in many other places around the nation. And it seems like every single time, at the end of the day, President Trump is once again vindicated.
Absolutely. And, one thing that I think needs to be said is that it is not enough for these cases to be dismissed and turned away. President Trump understands this. He's spoken to it. It's not about revenge. It's not about vengeance. But the people who did this have to be held accountable, because if they are not held accountable, this will happen again. And we cannot allow that. If we want our country to be what we grew up in and what we inherited, we've got to insist on the people that perverted our criminal justice system, that they be held accountable for what they did.
Absolutely. And again, I'll just say this, Big Fanny needs to be going to the big house. There needs to be some punishment here, and she needs to be held accountable. And again, I think she needs to have her day in court, and we'll let a jury decide her fate. But I think that, again, we have got to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
Absolutely. I mean, we had the closest election, not in my lifetime, in the history of the state of Georgia. And all that was being done, all of the things that are being complained about by Willis in this case, were related to simply asking questions. And that's the whole basis of how we have confidence in our system of self-government, is that we're allowed to say, was this a fair election? Was this done appropriately? And they literally wanted to make it a crime to do so that people in the future that are in the role I'm in, or people that will be in this role going forward, are afraid, are chilled from asking questions or pursuing election integrity. So I can't underline enough how important it was that our electors did not fold, as some did in this case, but that they stood firm for over 2 years to make sure that they defended this process and defended the right of political dissent. It's a huge, huge victory for our country and for President Trump.
Josh, if I may, and I apologize. I should have asked you ahead of time if we could mention this, but my audience would not forgive me if I didn't. Can you take us through the process? What happens with Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat? She announced that she's resigning from Congress. What happens to that seat, and what will be the process of filling that seat?
So it is a little confusing, but I'll walk you through it. In January, when she resigns formally, Governor Kemp will call a special election to fill the remainder of her term. That will likely occur in February, given the number of people running and that Georgia law requires a winner to receive over 50% of the vote. There will likely be a March runoff in that election. We do not have party primaries in special elections in Georgia, so all the candidates, Republicans and Democrats, will run together in a jungle primary, and whoever wins in March will serve out the term. In the meantime, we'll have qualifying in March for the next full term, and there'll be a Republican primary for that on May 19th with a likely runoff in June, and then the general election in November. So the people in the 14th congressional district will likely go to the polls 5 different times between now and next November to sort through all of that in filling the rest of the term and then electing a new congressman going forward.
Do you have any hair left, Josh? You've got to be pulling it out right now.
When it rains, it pours. But, we've got great volunteer leadership. We got a great bench of candidates here in Georgia. I know we're going to emerge with a great member of Congress when that process is finished. And, of course, we've got other important work to do next year. We've got a new governor to elect, and we've got to fire John Ossoff and replace him with an America First conservative. So a lot of work ahead, but I'm confident that we are prepared to do what we did in 2024, which is to deliver Georgia for President Trump and the Republicans.
And one final question here. Has any effort been made to actually say, could you reconsider this and just finish out your term, Marjorie?
Well, I certainly that would be my vote, and I know that there are others who feel similarly. But at least at this time, we have the statement that came out on Friday, and I don't have any indication that Congresswoman Greene is going to change her mind.
So is it fair to say that, she could change her mind and all would be well? Everybody would be good.
Yeah, my understanding is that until January 5th arrives, that she would be able to reverse this decision if she chose, and I think everybody that I'm in contact with would welcome that decision.
Okay, good stuff. All right, well, Josh, you're a good man, and it was a great statement you put out. I know I think we're going to try to have you on Newsmax later this evening. We'll continue the conversation then. Meantime, congratulations, and what great news coming out of Georgia.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of breaking news there. Josh McCoon, who is chairman of the Georgia Republican Party And again, you heard him say that if MTG wants to stay, they would be very happy for that, because otherwise they're going to have to go through 5 different elections in that congressional district. So MTG, up until January the 5th, has the opportunity to reconsider. And look, the people in her district want her to stay. They've got her back, and that's really, at the end of the day, all that matters. But here's something, and if you disagree, I want to hear from you on this, but it just seems to me that if you are going to be running for office, and this is, I don't care who you are and what you're running, if you're running for dog catcher, you need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. If your term of office is 2 years or 4 years or 6 years, you need to consider with you and your family whether or not you're going to be able to fulfill that obligation. Because when you put your hand on the Bible and you take that oath, you're taking an oath to fulfill your term of office. And we do not need people to just up and quit and up and resign. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for men and women with courage and conviction, with backbones of steel. We're not looking for quitters. And the Republicans, you got to get this together. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
About to back up and bring it. You're with Todd Starnes.
Everyone's goals for advancing their education look different. At Liberty University, we've helped thousands of students like you earn their dream degree. So no matter what your goal is, we can help you get there. With over 450 degrees from the associate to the doctoral level to choose from, most of which are 100% online, you'll find what you need to succeed. To discover which degree might be the best fit for you, text degree to 49595. That's degree to 49595.
For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Patriot Mobile's all-U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT, code Todd. Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
Yeah, y'all, you know, that feeling when you wake up, the sun's shining, you put on your clothes, they fit good, your hair looks great. You walk out the door just feeling good, like you can take on anything that comes your way. That's what you feel when you're taking Calitrin. When you're losing weight, doing it the right way, without drugs, without stimulants, you feel good, you look good, and you can accomplish more. So if you are ready to lose the weight and do it the right way, Calitrin is proven safe and effective, even with all medications. So go to the website, toploss.com, check it out for yourself, look at the before and afters, check out the big sale we've got going on right now, toploss.com, or you can call toll-free 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code Todd.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
And wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Dylan, the Thanksgiving meal is already underway in the bunker here, and people are asking, I got a text, what are you drinking in your red Solo cup?
Yeah, because you never know. The red Solo cup.
It's true. I'm trying to slim just a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing the unsweet Milo's tea. Unsweet tea. It's not too bad, actually.
Okay.
After the initial harshness of it wears off,
Once
it's not too bad. Yes,
it's not too bad.
Once you lose all taste in your mouth, it's not all that bad.
Water at that point, Todd.
That's true. We've got to go to Indiana, Dylan. Bloomington. You're not going to believe what they're doing there.
What are they doing?
The flaming turkey toss.
Oh, boy.
So they take a full butterball. These things look to be about, 30, 40 pounds. They got the whole bird. They put it in a baby's onesie. And after they zip it up into the onesie, they plunge it into either gasoline or lighter fluid.
Right.
And there's a long string attached.
Are they tossing it to each other?
No, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But then they basically, and they're wearing like Scottish kilts. Okay. So maybe this is a Scottish thing. I don't know. But they light the turkeys on fire, and then they hurl them through the air. So it's not a rope, it's a chain.
Okay.
So because I guess it would burn, it would catch fire.
Right.
So could you imagine, though? You're just minding your own business in the backyard, and all of a sudden you see a flaming turkey flying through the air.
In baby clothes.
In a onesie. I want to hear the 911 call.
We should start this here at Todd Starnes' bunker.
I love that. So we could do the Todd Starnes flaming turkey throw.
Yeah. And we'll actually catch it. We'll throw it to each other.
I love that. We'll get Miss Patty on. I bet she could throw a turkey. Miss Patty
like
from Statesville.
Yeah.
She'd shoot it. That's what she'd shoot that. Oh, that would be the other thing is we've got this huge 30-foot field where all the towers are for KWAM. We've got a lot of room out there as long as you don't set the towers on fire.
Well, we need to, the grass gets high, so we can just throw those flaming turkeys out in the grass and take care of business.
I love this idea. Okay, yesterday I told you about this Christian artist. His name is Solomon Ray. He's fake. He's not real. He's AI. And his song is the #1 gospel song in America. And we've got some of the audio. I want you to listen to this.
They say, boy, that ain't real sing. Just a fancy way to cheat. But they don't know for what I prayed all my heart off in this beat. See, the gift was always in me, but a band I can't afford. God just opened up another door for my song to strike a chord.
Glory.
Now I've got a tool. God let me use.
I'm feeling something.
Now I'm told
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones.
My God gets the glory. And when all creation sings, yes, he does. If rocks can cry out to praise your name, then you can use anything.
All right. We're good there. I'm feeling the AI spirit. I'm not sure I'm feeling the Holy Spirit, though. Let me ask you, you hear that song on the radio. Is there any indication that's AI?
Not at all. If anything, I would think that it's too perfect. That would probably give it away. It's too good of a song, and it sounds really good. And that's what's unfortunate about this, I think.
It's weird.
It's weird. So I've seen this recently in like covers, AI covers of songs, like Eminem the rapper.
Yeah.
There's been like AI covers. Like if this was from the 1950s, this is what the Eminem song would sound like. It sounds good. It sounds really good.
I
It's
like
just
it. Yeah,
AI.
it's just weird. I am really concerned about AI, and I don't know why I'm concerned about it, other than I've seen the Terminator movie, and it doesn't end well when the robots officially take over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're all going to be living in these virtual worlds now without any humans, right?
Yeah, and like once they start making the artist and putting them on the stage, it's just a robot singing a robot song. It's weird.
You know who we have to talk? We gotta talk to our buddy AP about this.
Yeah, we should.
Because he's in the whole entertainment world.
Yep.
I mean, he could actually be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, one day you could
robot AP.
Yeah, but it's hard for. I think the only thing there is it's hard for the AI folks to do the jazz hands up on Broadway, so they might be spared.
Who knows? You could program that in.
Right? It's just I don't know. It's all very weird. All right, folks, you heard it there. It's AI. Now, a lot of the Christian authors are saying this is not fair because the Holy Spirit's not moving. The question is, can God use AI to move people's hearts and minds? Interesting. All right, coming up, Steve Gill's going to drop by, Liz Peek, also Franklin Graham. We've got an interview we did with Franklin Graham, Operation Christmas Child getting underway, and a way for you to help your local communities. And also, if you've ever thrown a flaming turkey in a onesie, we want to hear from you. We really do. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. This is the Todd Stern Show.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, I stopped taking it for a while, and then it dawned on me, so I started taking it again. And I don't know, I like it. I mean, I love them. I'm never going to stop taking them. And I've got a friend that's coming over here. I'm giving her a little bit for her to go try.
I love the product. I wouldn't be without it. Ever since I started that product, I remember seeing an ad way back. That's what convinced me. I tried it, and I've been a believer. Nothing compares with it, so I'm a lifer with it. I'm not going to change.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Stern. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at souloonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
A young girl was forced to share a bed with a boy who identified as a girl during an overnight school trip to Washington, D.C. Joe and Serena Wales are suing Jefferson County Public Schools in federal court. They say the Colorado School District violated their 11-year-old daughter's rights. Matt Sharp is an attorney with Alliance Defending Freedom, and he says the case centers on parental rights, says parents have a right to opt their kids out of policies that conflict with their beliefs. Now, in this particular case, the school district allows biological boys to share overnight accommodations with girls based solely on gender identity. The policy does not require teachers to notify parents or obtain parental consent. The Waleses said their daughter was forced to ultimately share a bed with a boy. Little boys should not be sharing beds with little girls, period. And any school district that allows such behavior should lose every single penny of federal tax money. I'm Todd Stearns.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's Common Sense Conservative Commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Well, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. This is Todd Starnes. Great to be with you. Today, I hope you're doing well wherever you might be. Today, we're asking a very simple question. What are you thankful for, and what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What's on the big Thanksgiving Day agenda? By the way, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Have a little bit of Thanksgiving trivia this hour of the program. And we're also going to be interviewing and talking to our good buddy Franklin Graham in just a few. Right now, though, I want to go to the phone lines. High Point, North Carolina. Bill, listening to us on WSJS. Bill, I'm intrigued by what you're about to tell us.
Well, Todd, before we begin, let me be serious for just a real quick moment. The first two things I think all of us should be grateful for this year is for God's grace and for God's mercy. Okay? That's the first thing. Secondly, on your song here, I could have sworn I heard Jasmine Crockett singing backup.
You mean Jasmine Crockett singing backup on my theme song of the show?
No. On your Christian author.
The AI? Oh, well.
AI. I could have sworn I heard her in the background. I swear.
Well, hold on. So you're talking about Jasmine Crockett, are you?
Yes, sir.
Shuckin'! Shuckin' and jivin'. Ow! Good. Yeah, Bill, I guess it could be. I don't know. We love playing that song.
I know. But if you played the song again, I swear I could have heard her in the background there. But anyway.
We're going to go back. Bill, we're going to go back and we will listen. And if we hear Jasmine, we will break that news.
All right, Todd. God bless you and have a blessed Thanksgiving.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, Bill in High Point, North Carolina. I don't know. We'll go back and listen to the AI song, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know what we find out. All right, 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Here is our first trivia question, and this is a good one. We need to know, and this is going to be a true or false, because, we're going to throw you some curveballs today. I'm just going to tell you, we're going to throw you some curveballs. True or false? There was once such a thing as a Thanksgiving Day raccoon. True or false? There was once something at the White House known as a Thanksgiving Day raccoon. If you know the answer, give us a call, 901-260-5926. That's our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. All right, let's go to our interview with the great Franklin Graham. Well, one of the more exciting parts of the Christmas season, Operation Christmas Child, and it's just unbelievable when you see the statistics and the number of shoeboxes that are made and the number of lives that have been impacted. It's just truly remarkable. I want to bring into our Christmas conversation our good friend, Franklin Graham. Franklin, good to have you with us. Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Todd, and thank you for having me.
Well, again, it's a huge celebration, and this year, you guys are running and gunning. How many shoeboxes are you guys expecting to fill this year?
Well, we're looking for 12.6 million, Todd, and maybe as high as 13. But whatever it is, whether it's one box or 10 or 13 million, every box goes to a child. And these are children in need. Todd, these are children that have never had a gift, children that live in absolute poverty, the slums of the earth, the war zones, the disasters like Jamaica after the hurricane hit, the kids that have lost everything. And to be able to give them a gift and let them know that God loves them. And the true meaning of Christmas, God is the author of Christmas. God sent his son to this earth to take our sins, Todd. And that's what Christmas is all about. It's about God giving. God gave his son. And we want the world to know. We want the children of the world to know that God gave his son and that Jesus Christ is real. He's alive. And we want them to know that.
Franklin, what is it about that little shoebox? I mean, you're able to pack so many wonderful things in there, but the response and the reaction from school groups to churches, just to regular folks, even your little granddaughter helped pack one of those beautiful gift boxes. What is it that is so compelling about that?
Well, first of all, we give them through churches. And so the churches are our distributors worldwide. In over 130 countries we're working in. So our church partners distribute these boxes. And when a pastor can invite children from the local community to come to the church and to receive a gift, well, you're giving that pastor an edge. He's got something that can go to a child. And of course, the parents see this. The brothers and sisters see it. The cousins see it. So the one box can impact, 5, 10, maybe 15 to 20 people that see this and that go, wow. So it's an opportunity for the pastor to have an impact on his community. And of course, the churches are there to share the hope and love of Jesus Christ to the world. So if you take a box with a kid that's never had a gift, and you can give them a stuffed animal, you can give them paper, pens. We ask people put flashlights in a box. So many kids live in a dark corner of the world, Todd, and to give them a little beacon of light that they could turn on, and it's huge. We put sunglasses in there, put a hat in there. And we ask people to pray. The most important thing, Todd, we ask people to pray. Pray for the child that's going to get your box. People say, Franklin, where will my box go? I don't know where your box is going. We go to 130 some countries, but it's going somewhere. It's going to get in the hands of a kid that needs that. We know that. But God knows. And so when a family packs this box and you pray for the child that's going to get it, I believe God guides and directs those boxes to the right children every time. So prayer is the key point, Todd, and of course it's Christmas. We want this to be about Jesus. We want everyone to know about Jesus. So it's all about Jesus. This is the program, and we do it in Jesus' name. So I hope you packed a box, Todd. If it's not, you still can send one in.
Well, I know our church is so excited about participating, and it's a beautiful thing to see so many churches, so many folks around the country that are packing those shoe boxes. And we're honored to have Franklin Graham with us. He is the president and CEO of Samaritan's Purse and the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. Franklin, when you look back over this year, it's been one of chaos in the country, one of great joy, but also a lot of chaos. And we have seen in the aftermath of great tragedy, like the assassination of Charlie Kirk, so many young people coming to the church, many for the first time. I'm wondering if you're beginning to see that, if you guys are beginning to get those questions from curious young people.
Well, no question. There is a stirring in the hearts of many people, and the death of Charlie Kirk, his assassin supposedly had said that he killed him because too many people were listening. Well, I thought about the memorial service with over 100,000 people there, and they said it's estimated 100 million were watching. I was in Alaska, and I watched the whole, I think it was 4 hours long. I watched the whole thing, and I was just glued to it. And there is something out there right now. People are searching, people are looking, and so he wanted to shut Charlie Kirk's mouth because too many people listening. Well, millions more are watching and listening today than ever before. So no question there's a stirring. And we see this in our meetings. We see this in our work. Young people are searching. And so this generation today is looking, sex hasn't fulfilled them. Drugs hasn't filled them. Alcohol hasn't answered their questions. And they know something's missing. And they're looking and searching for God.
And isn't it interesting, when you look back over the life and the legacy of your father, the evangelistic meetings that took place as communism was rising, and there was a fierce fight about communism and socialism in this country. And here we are now in the 21st century, and what is old is new again with this fight against the communists.
Well, it's, I would have to say that our education system was taken over by people with the socialist ideas, and the Department of Education. And I believe what President Trump is doing, trying to dismantle that bureaucracy, is the right thing to do. They have done nothing but poison the minds of our young people. And so, we just have to work through this and pray. And God is going to hold America accountable. He's given us so much, and if we don't honor Him, He may take His hand of blessing off this nation. So we need to do all that we can to not only reach this country, but to reach the world with the truth of Jesus Christ.
Franklin, I want to circle back to the shoeboxes operation, Operation Shoebox here, and I'm curious: have you guys ever heard from people who have received these beautiful shoeboxes over the years?
Oh, absolutely. Not only we had this is just an example. A few years ago, we had a young boy in Idaho give a box, and he put his name and address, and he was a little cowboy who lived on a ranch, and that box went to the Philippines, and the little girl got it. And she wrote him back to say thank you, but he never got the letter. And but in this box, he had a picture. He asked people, put your picture in there. So we want the child who got the box to see who gave it. So there was a picture of this little cowboy. She took a thumbtack and put it on her wall. Well, a few years later, here comes Facebook, and she's wondering, I wonder if I can find that cowboy just to thank him. And sure enough, she sent a message. She found his name in this little town in Idaho. Sent a message to be his friend. Well, a girl in the Philippines wants to be my friend. Well, sure enough, they connected, and a couple of years later, they got married. So, I mean, only God could do stuff like that, Todd. I mean, this is, I mean, so in the box, God put that couple together. But we have no question, so many stories of young people who got boxes, who've now come to faith in Christ and are following Him and living for Him. And it's just a great, we call them full circle stories. We've got a whole bunch of these full circle stories.
Before we let you go, Franklin, I didn't realize two of my favorite people in the world are huge McDonald's fans. Of course, I know you love McDonald's, and President Trump loves McDonald's as well, talking about his the Filet-O-Fish sandwich and how they can improve it. But we were talking a long time ago, you were talking about those fried apple pies.
Yes.
Franklin, and you're concerned because they've got to go back to the fried apple pie. Is this accurate?
No question. The fried apple pie is a hit. And they did this a few years ago, they got on this health kick. And so they went to baked apple pies. Well, listen, people that go to McDonald's are not on a health kick, okay? They go there because the food is good. And they've a quarter pounder of cheese, a Big Mac, just a plain hamburger, wonderful. And people love McDonald's. Their fries, nobody can improve on McDonald's French fries. And I would just encourage the leadership of McDonald's, go back to the fried apple pie. It is so good, especially if you put that ice cream on it. Fantastic.
I will say this. I'm in the drive-thru. We had this conversation on air a while back. I'm at the drive-thru of my local McDonald's, and the cashier, she leans in, she goes, tell Franklin Graham I agree with him. We need the fried apple pies back. So,
well, they still sell the fried apple pies at the original McDonald's in California. They still have them there. I just wish the leadership there in Chicago would get the message and put them at all McDonald's.
Well, maybe that could be your Christmas present from McDonald's. So we'll put that on the wish list, Franklin.
Thank you. God bless you. Merry Christmas to you.
God bless. Merry Christmas, Franklin.
It's Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
Yeah, y'all, you know, that feeling when you wake up, the sun's shining, you put on your clothes, they fit good, your hair looks great. You walk out the door just feeling good, like you can take on anything that comes your way. That's what you feel when you're taking Calitrin. When you're losing weight, doing it the right way, without drugs, without stimulants, you feel good, you look good, and you can accomplish more. So if you are ready to lose the weight and do it the right way, Calitrin is proven safe and effective, even with all medications. So go to the website, toploss.com, check it out for yourself, look at the before and afters, check out the big sale we've got going on right now, toploss.com, or you can call toll-free 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD. Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or healthcare, it's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
right. Hey, Dylan, I saw Aiden Pettit wandering through the building. You know, he's like a celebrity now after his starring role on Rescue 911 Nashville.
He really is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about, we'll have to get him on sometime in this hour just to see if he can't give us a scoop on what it's like to be a celebrity now.
I need that insight, too.
Yeah, I do, too. By the way, many of you listen to us on the stream, and I should have shared this with you earlier. For the longest time, we had been carrying CBS News on the radio, and we have been in conversations forever with these guys, and CBS News and they do actually have conservatives on the radio side. But, man, their reporting, it's like we would be talking about something, and then they would come on for the news and take the exact opposite approach. And we were just looking for something that was fair and balanced in our news coverage, and they were promising us that they were working on it. I know Barry Weiss has been hired, and she's making a lot of changes at CBS News. But we were getting so many complaints from our audience, and the reason why is you guys are smart. You listen to you listen to everything, and when you hear something that's not accurate, well, you let us know, as well you should. So we have been back and forth over the past 6 months, and finally, I just had to make the decision. And so we have severed our relationship with CBS News, and I hate it because I think eventually they are going to get to where they need to be, but they're not anywhere close to that. So we have decided to go with Town Hall News. They're doing news fair and balanced, and we're going to appreciate their coverage. I will say this about CBS. They do an outstanding job of breaking news coverage. So if there's a tornado or a fire or anything non-political or non-cultural, yeah, they do a great job of that. But right now, we're very excited to bring you Town Hall News as we go about our day here on the Todd Stern Show and on our app. All right, our telephone number. Well, before I give the telephone number, we're going to throw out another trivia question, and we still have the raccoon. We need to know true or false. President Calvin Coolidge was presented with a Thanksgiving Day raccoon. True or false? Give us a call on that, 901-260-5926. And our second question involves the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. Which Peanuts character wears the cooking hat in the Charlie Brown? Oh, this is a difficult question. In the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. Who is that? Which character? 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. And we'll be throwing out some great prize packages this hour of the show. Coming up, we're going to talk to Liz Peek. Steve Gill is on the way as well. A whole lot more as we're hanging out together on this Thanksgiving Eve, just talking about all the ways God has blessed you, your family, and, of course, our great nation. Hang tight, everybody. We will be right back. This is the Todd Stern Show. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life, and he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Stearns. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID, and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code Starnes, and you're going to save an extra 10%.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show, Thanksgiving Eve edition of the program. Let's go to the phone lines. Vince in Tennessee. Vince, what part of Tennessee are you calling us from?
Memphis.
Well, a fine place, Vince. Memphis, of course, is my hometown. Born and raised here. What about yourself? Are you a native Memphian?
I am a Yankee. I'm Pennsylvanian.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. And after a couple of years, we just kind of count you as regular folks, Vince. So as long as you can hang on for a couple of years, you know, or if you get robbed or carjacked, you automatically become a Memphian.
I've been initiated already. I'm official, I believe.
Oh, geez, Lou. Okay, Vince, we're going to try to help you out and help you win a prize here. The trivia question, true or false, President Calvin Coolidge was presented once with a Thanksgiving Day raccoon.
That is true.
Yes. Yeah, Vince, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is true. President Calvin Coolidge was presented a Thanksgiving Day raccoon. And what I find fascinating about this, the person was from Mississippi. So they went all the way, they made the trip all the way from Mississippi to the White House to give the President of the United States a raccoon, which they intended for the President to serve on Thanksgiving.
That is crazy.
You know what's even further? Yes, apparently Mrs. Coolidge, not a fan of eating raccoon, so she decided to keep the raccoon as a pet, which they named Rebecca, and that little raccoon became like a rock star and they took the little raccoon out on a leash to like the Easter egg roll, the whole 9 yards. America loved the raccoon.
That's so funny.
It's a terrific story, and if you ever get a chance to do a deep dive into it, the people felt so bad for the raccoon at one time they actually wanted to try to find a companion, a male companion for the raccoon. So they presented the White House with a raccoon named Reuben, but apparently there was no love connection between the two. So I think Rebecca was she never married.
Oh, that's a great story, Todd.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the raccoon, but you know. All right, Vince, congratulations. We're going to hook you up with, I believe, a copy of Star Spangled Blessings, Devotions for Patriots, and we'd love to get your information and send that to you. And Vince, you got big plans for Thanksgiving?
Spend some time with the family.
Good for you. That's what it's all about. And what better way to thank God for our country than eating a great meal, taking a nap, and watching football?
Absolutely.
All right, Vince, hang tight. Don't go anywhere. Let's go to Joe in North Carolina. And Joe, we had another trivia question out there regarding a Charlie Brown Christmas. First, Joe, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you busy cooking, doing the prep work for Turkey Day?
No, not currently.
All right. Well, that's all right. You know, a lot of people start a few days in advance. Joe, I had to run over to Kroger before the show started, and it was hilarious because it was very clear that every woman in Memphis had dispatched their husband to the grocery store to pick something up. We were all wandering around, lost as geese in the store.
I don't have a husband, so it's me who does all the shopping.
So you know exactly where to go. I got you. All right.
Exactly.
Joe, help us out here. We're talking about Charlie Brown. Who was the Peanuts character that wore the cooking hat, the chef's hat?
I was going to say Snoopy.
Yes, Joe, you are absolutely correct. It was, in fact, Snoopy who wore that hat. Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
We're going to put you on hold, and Joe, we're not only going to give you a copy of my latest book, but we're also going to get you a free subscription to my daily newsletter, and the lovely Miss Helen will get all of your information, and we'll put you on hold there, and thank you for playing trivia. All right, 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. I want to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. You know, a lot of people, let me ask you this. Dylan, when you were in grade school, do you remember the gist of what they taught you about Thanksgiving?
Something about the Pilgrims and the traditions that went on during that time.
And the Indians and how the Pilgrims almost starved?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then Squanto came along and, saved the day?
I don't remember Squanto, but I believe you.
Yeah, no. It's all part of the story. The problem is that's not the full story. That's not what really happened at Thanksgiving. And Rush Limbaugh did such a brilliant job of describing the story of what really happened during that first Thanksgiving. And for years now, I've been telling you, and really for the past decade, I've been telling this audience, watch out for the socialist. There's something going on in this country that we are watching a very slow but methodical march to socialism and then a full embrace of communism in this country. And it's happening. And a lot of people dismissed my concerns over the years. A lot of people said I was off my rocker. Many said I was misreading the mood of the country. But here we are. The nation's largest city, New York City, will soon be governed by a full-blooded, flaming socialist, a communist. In Seattle, they just elected a socialist. They nearly elected a socialist in Minneapolis. So we're watching this surge now of socialism across this nation. And it's a very disturbing thing, because if they had actually taught the full story of what happened, it turns out that maybe New York City would actually not be run by a socialist. Because every time you introduce socialism, it is a complete and utter failure. And Rush Limbaugh, when he told the story of the true nature of that first Thanksgiving and what Thanksgiving is all about, we realized that it was really a socialist form of government that the Pilgrims established. They were all about equality, where everything was brought to one storehouse and divided up. And eventually they realized that when everyone is provided the same thing, everybody is issued the same amount of whatever it is, food or clothing or medicine, that eventually people will stop working hard. As Rush said, when the Pilgrims came here, there was nothing, just a cold, barren, desolate wilderness. Rocks, forest. There were no hotels. There was no Marriott. There was no Hampton Inn with the free all-you-can-eat breakfast in the morning. There were no houses. And the Mayflower was not some sort of a massive Carnival cruise ship. I mean, it was a hardship. And the first winter was nearly apocalyptic for the Pilgrims. Many lost their lives. Many struggled with starvation. And, of course, we know the story of how the Native Americans, the Indians, came and they taught the Americans how to plant corn and how to fish for cod. And that's pretty much what we know about the story of that first Thanksgiving. But there was another story, and that's where Rush picked up the story, where everybody had an equal share of whatever was in the bank back in Holland, which is where the Pilgrims came from. And they sailed from Holland to the new land, to the new world. And each member of the Pilgrim community was entitled to one share in this common store, a single bank. You're already starting to picture this in your minds. Everybody had an equal share. All of the land they cleared, all of the houses they built, everything they built and cleared belonged to the bank and to the community. And then it was all distributed equally because they all wanted to be fair. So the land they cleared, the houses they built, it belonged to everybody. Nobody owned anything. Everybody had an equal share in it. And as Rush said, it was really like a commune. The Pilgrims essentially established a commune. They even had organic vegetables. That's pretty clever. All the way back, they didn't even have a Trader Joe's, but they had organic vegetables. William Bradford became the governor of the colony, and he realized, wait a second, we got a big problem here, fellas, because it wasn't working. The commune wasn't working because it was collectivism. It was socialism. The first winter, they lost a lot of people. They didn't have a lot of manpower coming out of that first winter. So William Bradford had to take some pretty bold action. And the problem is that giving everybody a single share of stock in that common store, in that bank, did not work. So Bradford decided to throw it out, and he took some bold action. He decided to assign a plot of land to every family, And then every family was given that land, and they could do with that land whatever they wanted. They could work it. They could manage it. They could, hire somebody else to work it. If they wanted to just sit there, they could just sit there. And if they didn't want to work, they could just get out the lazy boy, and they could prop their feet up, and they could take a nap. But whatever they grew, and they owned whatever they grew. Whatever they built, and they owned it. And if they wanted to turn that into a business, they were able to do it. So basically what William Bradford did was basically unharness the power of capitalism. He was creating a capitalist marketplace. You see, the Pilgrims pretty quickly discovered that socialism was never going to work. Never going to work. When everybody was given an equal share, you know what happened? Nobody did anything. There was absolutely no incentive to work because no matter what you did, you were still going to get a share. Nothing worked. Nothing happened. And look at what transpired in the aftermath of COVID, where everybody was given a check. Nobody had to work for that check. All you had to do was shut down your business, stop going to work, sit in your lazy boy. You got a check from the government. Here's the problem with that. People did not want to go back to work. People did not want to get out of that lazy boy. And here we are in a society where the work ethic of America, which really, I think, reached its zenith during World War II and that generation, the greatest generation, that American work ethic really took one to the chin. And I suspect that's one of the reasons why we're watching the rise of socialism again in this nation. So as Rush told the story, the problem was with everything going into that centralized bank, that common store, everybody wanted to be fair. There was no prosperity. There was no creativity. There was no incentive to do anything. And actually, William Bradford wrote about the failure of their community. And here's what he wrote. For this community, so far as it was found to breed much confusion and discontent. They were not happy. This community was found to breed much confusion and discontent and retard much employment that would have been to their benefit and comfort. In other words, they're a bunch of lazy. The Pilgrims were lazy. They want to get off their butts and work. There was no need to. So they changed all of that. But they realized that at the end of the day, if you don't offer incentive, nothing's ever going to get done. So as Rush went on to tell the story, they set up trading posts and they exchanged goods with the Indians and they began to enjoy prosperity. Now, it wasn't the Indians that brought them to prosperity. And again, that's no insult on the Indians or their incredible assistance that, again, had they not helped the Pilgrims, all the Pilgrims might have died. But what led to the prosperity was for the common store to fail. Very simply, socialism did not work on the shores of America. And that's when they introduced what became known as capitalism. There was no name for it at the time, but here's how it worked. You keep what you produce, you sell what you don't need. And guess what happened? This country got set on fire. And here we are, 300 and some odd years later. But again, this is not being taught in our classrooms. You know, they want to talk about the Indians helping the Pilgrims, and that's where the story ends. But that is really only where the story begins. And again, we have to thank the Indians, and we have to honor what they did and their kindness to the Pilgrims. But we also have to acknowledge the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. So God bless Rush Limbaugh for reminding us of the true nature of Thanksgiving. We've got to take a break here. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is The Todd Starnes Show.
From the front lines of the culture wars, it's Todd Starnes. When you're working to protect and serve your community and country, you need a degree program that fits into your busy schedule. At Liberty University, you'll find just that. With 100% online program options and no set login times, you can advance your skills without sacrificing your commitments. Plus, we offer exclusive tuition rates and discounts to current and former service members, their spouses, and first responders. Learn more by texting DEGREE to 49595. That's DEGREE to 49595.
Grandma's Kitchen, where laughter and warm meals mingle. Each bite is a journey through generations. As you gather around the table, complement the meal with Balance of Nature fruits and veggie supplements. Our veggie supplement, made from 15 ingredients like garlic, onion, and cayenne pepper, can easily be opened and added to your favorite dishes, like homemade soups or dips. Not to mention our fruit supplement, which is made from 16 ingredients like banana, strawberries, and mango, making it a great addition to your homemade smoothies. So the next time you gather with family, enjoy Balance of Nature supplements as an addition to your favorite dishes. Start your journey with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your preferred set as a new preferred customer with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
America has a new choice for fair and balanced news. ToddStarnes.com. Journalism you can trust from some of the best reporters and opinion writers in the business. ToddStarnes.com takes you to the front lines of the culture war, defending faith, freedom, and your family. ToddStarnes.com also features exclusive interviews with America's top newsmakers like Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, and Newt Gingrich. Find out why millions of Americans read ToddStarnes.com every day. It's news you can trust. ToddStarnes.com.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Coming up, this insane race out of Tennessee, where this is a district that went 22, it was 22 plus for Trump. And the Republican is about 2 points ahead of the Democrat. And we're going to talk to Steve Gill coming up in the next hour of the show. Again, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. President, we'll save that. We'll save that for the next hour of the show. I want to play this. This is former military officials. You're going to hear this video, and there's a lot of controversy right now over what over what we ought to do with these senators. Do we just ignore this, or do we bring them up on charges? There's a lot of confusion right now, even within the conservative world. Cut number 9, please.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/starns and make the change today.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on Fire. We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on Fire.
A young girl was forced to share a bed with a boy who identified as a girl during an overnight school trip to Washington, D.C. Joe and Serena Wales are suing Jefferson County Public Schools in federal court. They say the Colorado School District violated their 11-year-old daughter's rights. Matt Sharp is an attorney with Alliance Defending Freedom, and he says the case centers on parental rights, says parents have a right to opt their kids out of policies that conflict with their beliefs. Now, in this particular case, the school district allows biological boys to share overnight accommodations with girls based solely on gender identity. The policy does not require teachers to notify parents or obtain parental consent. The Waleses said their daughter was forced to ultimately share a bed with a boy. Little boys should not be sharing beds with little girls, period. And any school district that allows such behavior should lose every single penny of federal tax money. I'm Todd Stearns.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's conservative blowtorch.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Very happy to have you with us today. Our telephone number, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Let's go to Statesville, North Carolina. Patricia on the line. Hello, Patricia.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, this is not Patricia. It's Patty.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy Patty from Jersey. Now, you ready to get... Come on, man. You know what? I just finished a whole thing of lasagna. I made my own lasagna. I'm Sicilian, so I grew up in a Sicilian family. I didn't grow up with the mob, though.
I wasn't thinking that, but okay. Now I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. We had a lot of weird characters around the table. Okay, and all right. So yeah, I was wondering why Uncle Johnny did 18 years in state pen. Okay, all right. Let's go to another.
He was in for a spa day.
You know what, Todd, I'm grateful for? That God got me through cancer.
You know, Patty, I'm glad you said that because there were so many people, in the audience, and Patty's one of our regular callers. I know we have a lot of new listeners out there, and Patty, you're one of our regulars who call in, and so many people prayed for you through all of that, and I think the entire country is grateful.
Yeah. You know what? That's what I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I get to spend another day with my family for Thanksgiving.
Well said, Patty. And we really are so thankful that you listen to our show. You add so much. You're really one of our favorite callers.
I would like to say something though. I was afraid. I went. I got. For the whole thing, I'm having 6 people here now for my whole dinner. For everything. It was like the whole thing came to $68.17 for 6 people. I think that's cheap.
Wow, that's a really good price.
Plus, I think I told you before. I spent. I bought my neighbor. I bought them a turkey because they're hitting rough times. I got them a turkey too.
Wow.
It was 97 cents a pound for butterball.
Is that right?
97 at Walmart.
Wow.
Last year for the same turkey, Todd, it was $2.49. So when people are lying against Donald Trump, prices are coming down.
Well, the official Farm Bureau Federation, they release the Thanksgiving numbers every year. They've been doing it for 40 years, and this year's prices are down 5% from last year. So I'm not sure why people are complaining because prices are coming down. Maybe not as quickly as they'd like, but.
And then, before I went out, I had to get a couple of things. I paid. When I had to get gas, $2.49 for gas here.
Wow.
That's what I paid. Yes.
All right.
Well, you know what? But I just want to wish you and Dylan and everybody and my friend that's up in Washington. How's he doing?
Ben Dieter. Dieter's doing good. He texted me this morning. He's back home. His parents flew him back from Washington to Pennsylvania, and he's having a good old time. They were sitting around the kitchen table listening to the radio this morning.
Well, I love him. I love you guys. And have a great Thanksgiving and be safe. And I will get back to you. And I love you guys. You guys have always stuck by me. And God bless you.
God bless you, Patty. And you take care of yourself. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We love Patty. Let's go to our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. Our good friend Steve Gill from Nashville calling in. Steve, we have some of the funnest, I know that's not a word, the funnest listeners in America.
Well, and Patty is right on the money, no pun intended, about prices. Not only is gas cheaper, people need to remember the $4 plus gallon gasoline under Joe Biden, and gas prices affect everything that we buy, everything that gets to our stores. Turkey prices, bread, milk, everything is cheaper. And if you love deviled eggs, which I know you and I do, egg prices are dramatically lower this Thanksgiving than they were a year ago as well. So she's exactly right. The propaganda mainstream media is pushing and trying to hurt the economy and deny the economy. Could it be better? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. And I'm thankful, among many things, including my family and being your friend and all your great listeners. But I'm also thankful that we're going to see an economic boom, I believe, next year as the economy continues to recover under Trump. And by the time we get to the midterms, I think we are going to see growing GDP. I think you're going to see Jerome Powell kicked out, interest rates come down. We're going to see a housing boom. We're going to get rid of more of the illegal immigrants that are driving up rent prices and the cost of incarceration and health care. I think the timing is going to be right next year for us to see the economic benefits of a Trump presidency.
Well, I think we have to. We have to, Steve. And the numbers, the polling numbers, and they've been pretty accurate, judging the mood of the country over the past year or so. And I look at some of these polling numbers, and I'm concerned. I know a lot of others are a little concerned as well. And these have been it's been a weird election cycle with these special elections, what happened in New York City. But this race in Middle Tennessee, they've actually said, Matt Van Epp said, this is a bellwether election. And the numbers that came out today, there's some new polling data from Emerson, and I want to get your take on this. But this is a district that went plus 22 for Trump. And right now, the Republican, according to the Emerson poll, has a 2-point lead over the Democrat. That's Matt Van Epps versus Afton Bain. What's going on there?
Well, it's actually a plus 10 Republican district. When we added and drew the lines to get Davidson County, Nashville divided up differently to pick up an extra Republican seat in Tennessee, we went from having about an 18-plus Republican district here to 10-plus. So while Trump and Mark Green, who was the previous congressman who resigned, carried it by plus 20, when you look at the district itself, it's really about a plus 10 district, which should be easily winnable, except you look at an election, a special election over Thanksgiving. Early voting stops today at noon. You have the election on Tuesday. The geography of these 14 counties in this district, Davidson County, which is Nashville, which is the dark blue county, one of only two, I think, in the state that went for Kamala Harris, they had 6 satellite voting locations during early voting. They're going to have multiple voting locations on Election Day Tuesday. Most of the rural districts in this district have had one voting location during early voting and will have one voting location at the county courthouse on Election Day. So if I'm working in Nashville and driving an hour and a half home to one of these rural counties, I'm not going to make it in time to vote by 7 o'clock on Tuesday. So the geography is really against us.
Yeah, and I hear everything you're saying there, but this is I just have a couple of questions for you, and then I'll offer a thought on where I think things are going squirrely. Who decided when the election had to be? Was that built into state law, or is that something the governor set?
The governor said it, but he had a parameter of timeline. He picked the worst possible time to have people voting in the general right after Thanksgiving. That was his pick, and he did that in part because he was trying to push the primary vote to where it would benefit his guy, Matt Van Epp, who's the Republican nominee. So it worked for the primary. It's not working that well for the general election.
So I think there are 3 problems here, Steve, and if I'm wrong, I want you to yell at me. Problem number one, the Republican congressman resigned and did not have the decency to fill out his term in office, which is what the voters elected to do. That's Republican problem number 1. Republican problem number 2 is what you just described, the governor's timeline on this. And I think the third problem is there's a candidate who got nominated and who's just he's not that great of a candidate.
No, he's not Mr. Personality. He's not Mr. Charisma. And you have a divide in a lot of these counties and across Tennessee and across the country. We're seeing with the Marjorie Taylor Greene Trump split. there's a divide in the Republican Party, and Democrats are exploiting it, between the center-right Republicans and the hard right Republicans. And the harder right Republicans got defeated in this primary, and a lot of outside money, millions of dollars rolled in, smearing the conservative candidates, and they and their supporters in many cases are saying, fine, if you don't want us, you don't need us, we'll stay home for this special election. And that is a problem in these counties. And it is the combination of a candidate who is not Mr. Charisma, and a lot of these conservatives saying, well, I'm not going to vote for the lesser of two evils. Matt Van Epps is not even close to evil. His opponent, Afton Ben, is evil.
Oh, she's
so it's
evil.
Not a lesser of two evils.
No.
It's a moderate versus evil, and that's where conservatives need to, if they need to, hold your nose and turn out.
And to illustrate what we're talking about, so I was kind of excited about this because up until last week, and this is when I knew this guy was in trouble. My phone started lighting up from all these Republicans saying, can you get Matt Van Epps on your shows? And because I hadn't heard of the guy, nobody's ever reached out. This has been going on for a while, and now all of a sudden it's emergency, all hands on deck. They've got J.D. Vance. They dispatched him to Fort Campbell serving Thanksgiving tomorrow, which that is in the district. But when I saw that Kid Rock came out and endorsed Van Epps, I thought, oh, maybe we're going to see some personality. I want to play. This is terrible. I want to play. This was filmed inside Kid Rock's, I guess, music joint there on Broadway, cut number 10.
Matt Van Epps here with my good friend Bob, Kid Rock at his place on Broadway. Need you to get out the vote.
All right, shouldn't be rocket science, kids. You got somebody who served our country. Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
This willing to put America first against this left-wing lunatic nut job who is pretty much, it's come to surface if you haven't seen it yet, in case you live in a cave, who said she not only hates Nashville, she hates country music. And also, she thinks, if little Johnny goes to school and wants to be called Sarah, that the parents shouldn't be notified, wants to defund the police. Everything else. Come on, people. If you want to live in a city like that, move to Portland. Let's keep Tennessee conservative. Let's keep it moving forward with people like Matt here, and let's not let these lunatics into our politics.
Steve, can Kid Rock run?
Kid Rock would be a great choice. He would be winning hands down. Look, Matt Van Epps is a great guy, nice guy, but again, he does not have that charismatic appeal. And you and I have talked before. Visual matters. If I'm the Trump campaign right now, I'm rolling out a grocery cart filled to the brim of what you can buy this year for the same amount of a half a cart last year. You got to show the grocery differences. You got to show the gas price differences of $4 and $2. You got to be visual. Matt does not have that visual appeal. He's not an ugly guy. He just doesn't have that charisma. They should have surrounded him and his ads with a lot of energy, with a lot of people, a lot of the visual energy, because he does not evoke that. And again, if we lose this race, it's been mishandled from the beginning by everything from scheduling to timing to not taking this complete nut job, as Kid Rock says, seriously until possibly too late.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here's Afton Bain, who is the AOC with blonde hair. Here's Afton Bain talking about how she is uncomfortable when people pray. Cut number 8.
And I think, especially as someone who is more secular, I have a hard time when religion is at the core of everything we do in the legislature. And so, for example, on the House floor, we say a prayer every session. Some committees open up with prayer. We also stand for the pledge. And there are also prayer groups in the legislature that meet routinely. There are Christian pastors that have a lot of say and proximity to power in the legislature and dictate a lot of what the power players do. And it is uncomfortable.
Wow. So prayer makes her uncomfortable, and she brought a transgender dude to pray at the state legislature.
Oh, she thinks transgender men can have babies, Todd. This woman makes AOC look like a center-right conservative leader. She is absolutely beyond woke. And I think that, again, every pastor in these 14 counties that make up the district, particularly the 11 conservative rural districts, any pastor this Sunday who is not encouraging his constituency and congregation to be sure to vote Tuesday to get out of the pews and go to the polls is doing a disservice to the alleged faith. This is an anti-faith, anti-Christian, anti-God candidate who will be representing them if pastors are silent on Sunday. And if your pastor is in this district and on Sunday doesn't encourage you to go vote, you're in the wrong church, you're in the wrong pew, and you need to get your butt out of there and get to a pastor who cares about the country and actually cares about what's in the Bible and those who would work against it, like Aston Bain.
Yeah, I mean, you're preaching there, my friend. By the way, Steve Gill, publisher of TriStarDaily.com. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to bookmark that website, TriStarDaily.com. You know, here's the challenge here, and I know I'm going to get...
By the way, Todd, you can tell I'm ginned up. I've been drinking my Pure Roast full caffeine, low-acid coffee today, so I'm revved up on and high on coffee. I've already game played for Thanksgiving. I've taped my ankles. I got the eye black on. You know, I've got the knee braces. Nobody should get hurt on Thanksgiving because of lack of preparation.
Well, that's true. Fair enough. I will say this. Oh, we've got to go to a break. I'll say this on the other side of the break. But, Steve, we got to let you go. And, by the way, I love Pure Roast coffee. I made the switch and love it. And, folks, you got to go check out Pure Roast. I'll tell you more about it a little bit later on. But TriStarDaily.com. Go check out all the great stuff that Steve Gill is writing and producing there. Steve, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and all your listeners. We'll talk again, I'm sure, next week right after this election.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
You're with Todd Starnes.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
That's right. You know, it can be overwhelming when you see the number on the scale and you know you've got, 30, 40, 50, even 100 pounds to lose. But, y'all, the hardest part is just getting started, and Calitrin's going to help you do that. You're going to lose the weight the right way, without drugs, without stimulants, so it's safe with all your medications, and where you can maintain it and keep it off even after you get off the product. So go to the website right now, toploss.com. You're going to see there's a huge sale with discounts on every single month of Calitrin, $10 off every single bottle. It's at toploss.com, or you can call us with questions toll-free, 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD. Hi, this is Todd Starnes. You know you have lots of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American and believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. Worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all three major U.S. networks. If you have service in this country today, you'll have as good or better coverage with Patriot Mobile. Think switching is a hassle? Well, it's not. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team will get you activated in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Stuck in a contract or owe money on your phones? No worries. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program. This is how we win, folks, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd and get a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, my thought here, and I've got a few more things to share. President Trump now weighing in on this Tennessee congressional race, and everything matters now that MTG is leaving. We cannot lose more seats to the Democrats. We just cannot do that. So here's the challenge, and I know Trump is out there saying, he just posted on X, which is very unusual for the president, saying, got to get out the vote. We've got to get Matt Van Epps across the finish line here. And I hear the president. The problem is that, and this candidate, Afton Bain, is so horrible. She is so bad. No doubt about it. She is a communist, Afton Bain is. But here's the problem. People are not compelled to go and vote against somebody. They are compelled to vote for someone. So the issue here is not Afton Bain, it is Matt Van Epps. And Republicans, you got to get out there and you got to go vote. And but at the same time, Republicans need to have a conversation about this great big mess they created. And that was the point of the conversation with Gil, was that this was a Republican-created problem. And if you're running for Congress and you can't fill out your term, shame on you. Shame on you. And you should never be allowed to run for any office ever again. That's what I say. Shame on you. All right, got to take a break. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. This is the Todd Starnes Show. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists. So if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, let me explain what's going on. I am actually working through the holidays. I've got my Newsmax show, my Newsmax 2 show. It's on at 5 o'clock Eastern, and we'll be doing that. Then Greg Kelly, I'll be filling in for Greg Kelly tonight, tomorrow, and Friday. So you're going to get a double dose of me on Newsmax tonight. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot to talk about this evening. And I tell you, so many people, everywhere I go, people say, Todd, I see you on Newsmax all the time. We love Newsmax. And I'm glad you do. People are watching Newsmax all over America, and they're watching our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. They're downloading our free Newsmax app on their smartphones and TVs. Reuters did a study, and they discovered that we are one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, you get to watch incredible shows. Rob Schmidt, Rob Finnerty, Carl Higbee. So find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. You can make the switch today. Join our news revolution. You get Newsmax on cable, on streaming. You can download the free app today. It literally takes just seconds to start. And by the way, let President Trump know that you stand with Newsmax. Really, it's real news for real people. All right, got another quick trivia question to throw out. Dylan, how are you doing? I saw you passed out in the cornbread dressing downstairs.
I'm getting sleepy over here.
Wow, that was a heavy meal.
I've had 2 plates of the chicken fried steak.
Mm.
I don't know. My hands aren't functioning.
Have you had the banana pudding? That might lube things up.
Don't even tell me about that because you won't see me. Your mic won't be turned on when you come back from break.
Poor Miss Helen, who just joined us from Virginia. I saw her chugging. She was doing Milo shots downstairs.
So Milo shots. That's the only way you can take it if you're not from here.
It's it. And it'll kind of set you back on your heels if you haven't had their sweet tea before.
It's true.
It's true.
It's got a punch to it.
It does. Here's the next trivia question. You've got a little bit of cornbread dressing on your mustache, their beard. There it's gone. You got it. All right. You know, the eagle was not originally going to be the bird, right, of the of America. As a matter of fact, there was a big conversation about making the turkey the national symbol of the USA. And we need to know which historical figure wanted the turkey to be the national symbol of the United States of America. Can you name that historical figure, that founding father who wanted the turkey to be the national symbol of the USA? 901-260-5926 is our number. That's 901-260-5926. What would be weird about that, Dylan, is that we would be eating eagle for Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, we wouldn't be eating any turkey, and then people wouldn't probably be hunting turkey because that's like one of the biggest birds you hunt. It would be weird.
Eagles are huge.
Yeah, now you can't even look at an eagle.
I'm not sure they're tasty, though. I don't think I'd want to eat an eagle.
Well, you're not allowed to.
I think it's illegal to eat an eagle. This story out of Pennsylvania, the governor, this is ridiculous. The governor announcing that he's putting an end to hair discrimination. Cut number 1, please.
Today, when I sign the Crown Act into law, that will be the next step in making good on that promise of bringing about real freedom for all Pennsylvanians.
This public policy campaign is my brainchild in a nationwide effort I have led since 2018, determining it was necessary to change the law to help redress the long-standing and problematic practice of racial discrimination in the form of hair discrimination. I subsequently developed the national legislative, social impact, and coalition building strategies for this movement because for too long, a myopic notion of professionalism and Eurocentric standards of beauty have perpetuated racial inequity and exclusion. Too many Black children have been suspended and missed what should be valuable instruction time because their hair, worn in ways that are aligned with their racial identity, have been deemed a violation of school rules.
I am a child growing up in the Virgin Islands with natural hair. Natural hair has been braids, twists, locks all my life. That's all I know. As you know, I still have locks. But wearing my natural hair has been all that I know. But as I opened my salon and spoke to different clients that wear braids, that's telling me, Lorraine, I have to take these braids out. I have a job interview. Or, Lorraine, I have to cut my locks down because my job says too long. And the recent one was my client who says, Lorraine, they talking about me. I have to do something. I have to cut my locks because of my job. You know, they saying it's unprofessional to have locks. And I'm like, wow.
Look, we know that this is an issue that disproportionately affects Black Pennsylvanians who wear their hair in protective styles like locks and natural braids or twists. And it can manifest itself in a number of different ways. From someone getting fired simply because of how they look, or maybe someone getting passed over for a job because of the way they wear their hair. That's unacceptable. And in a moment, it will be illegal.
Thank you.
Representative Mays, that's for you.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, that is for you. And this is the Crown Law.
Okay. So really, that is the most pressing issue facing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And so they're making it now, it's against the law to discriminate against somebody based on their particular hairstyles. Now, I remember back in the 1980s, back when I was, this is in the late 80s, when I was in school, when you had these, punk rock was really coming into its own. And so you had a lot of people that were showing up and they would have like these massive spikes that would be like 2 feet tall coming out of their head. It's insane, some of these hairstyles. And people would be, wearing these gauge earrings, and they look like they came right out of some National Geographic special. And it just kind of makes you wonder, okay, do you really want that person working in your bank? I mean, if you're going out to get a mortgage loan, do you want the loan officer to like have these 2 foot tall spikes on the top of their head? But apparently now you would have to do that. And I don't know. It just seems to me, for example, if you are in the food industry, do you really want someone with these massive, this massive hair? And I don't care if you're black or white, but you've got the big dreads and they come down to your waist, and you're on an airplane, and then they throw those things over the back of their chair, and so you've got these things right in your face as a passenger. Dylan, that's why I always sit in the front, so there's nobody in front of me.
We'll see you wish your hair back.
Exactly.
No.
So
It's a problem.
What about people who don't have hair? What about them?
Can't discriminate against them either.
Do their crowns matter? Do all crowns matter? That's what I'm wondering. Let's go to the phone lines here. Let's say hello to Leslie in Georgia. Hi, Leslie. How are you doing today?
I am fine. This is my first time calling. I listen to you as much as I'm able to when I work, but I'm on my way home for Thanksgiving. I love your show.
Well, thank you. Well, I really appreciate that, Leslie. Now, tell me, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh, having all my family, my kids, and some of my grandkids over.
Wonderful. Now, do you do all the cooking, or do you hand out responsibilities?
I do the majority of it, but my daughter and daughter-in-law are bringing stuff, and I'm most grateful.
Now, I have a question about what is a necessity aside from the turkey. What is like a mandatory side that you guys have to have?
Ooh, mashed potatoes and gravy.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. It's interesting. There are some families, and when it comes to Thanksgiving, there's a purity test. You can't change the recipes. If it's grandma's mac and cheese, it always has to be grandma's mac and cheese. No getting fancy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't mess with tradition. There's going to be a riot.
No, people will call. Yeah, absolutely. People will say something. All right, let's try to win you a prize here, Leslie. And we are talking about the bird, right? There was a movement in the early days of the country to make the turkey the national symbol of the United States. We need to know who was the person responsible. Who wanted the turkey?
Oh, it was Ben Franklin.
Yes, Leslie, you are correct. It was Benjamin Franklin. He was really fond of the turkey.
Yes, he thought the eagle was a disgusting bird, and I was shocked when I found that out. I was just surprised.
But
to me, they're majestic. So.
But when you see, like a big turkey, a big tom turkey with all the feathers, and that can look like a majestic bird, I suppose.
Oh, it can. Yes, I know Benjamin Franklin explained why, because they kill things and eat things, and a turkey doesn't really do that. They're more herbivores. So, but anyway, it was just interesting. The whole story behind it.
Well, the good news here is that the turkey also looks majestic, slathered in butter and herbs.
Oh, yes. Yes, or fried. If we're in the South, fried fried is always good.
Or fried, yes, this is true. Are you guys doing a fried turkey this year?
No, we're not. No, we've had it. My son-in-law has done it a couple of times, and they're wonderful.
Oh, they're very. It's amazing how juicy those things are. I don't know how that works out, but as long as you don't burn your house down, it's a really good way to eat a bird.
Absolutely, yes. Just not frozen. That's the key.
True. Of course, we were talking earlier. I don't know if you heard this, Leslie, but in Bloomington, Indiana, they literally take turkeys and they put them in onesies and then dip the onesies in lighter fluid, and they do a flamin' turkey throw.
Oh, no, I have not seen that. I didn't hear that either. Oh, wow, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, depending on where the flaming turkey lands, it would be very interesting, I have to imagine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, geez, Lou.
Yeah. Oh, man, that is, yeah, that's yeah, and you can't really eat it either. I mean, it's that's interesting.
Leslie, what part of Georgia do you live in?
Well, actually, it's Hall County. It's a little town called Houston, but it's closest to Brazelton.
Well, it's a fine area. I've been through Brazelton a time or two, and they're just fine people over there in that neck of the woods. You know what? I'm going to put you on hold, Leslie. We're going to get all of your information, and we're going to send you a signed copy of my latest book. It's called Star Spangled Blessings, Devotions for Patriots, and thank you for being a great patriot as well. By the way, guys, we do have some breaking news to share with you.
Breaking news now on the Todd Starnes Show.
And we're going to have some video of this up on our website here in just a matter of moments. But we are getting reports of shots fired near the White House. We understand that at least one, possibly two, National Guard soldiers were shot. We're going to be monitoring this, but again, shots fired. And the reporting is one, possibly two National Guard troops, and at least one. The reporting is one may have been killed. So we will keep you updated on this breaking news story. There is a huge emergency response just a block away from the White House. This is at the Farragut train station there. Again, the Farragut Metro stop that this shooting happened. All right, we're going to take a break. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
He's not bitter. He's blessed. Todd Starnes.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a natural bodybuilder, so I know when something works and when something doesn't. I've tried so many different products. When I got your product, and like I said, I'm a natural bodybuilder, as soon as I got it, did them for a week, and I told my brother, I said, Rick, you need to try these. You know I won't give you nothing if it don't. He tried them, bam, the first day. He said, this is a good product. And I got my mom on them, and I just keep pushing your product. It's a great product. You're a great company, and everybody there I've talked to has been so kind. Great product. It does what it says it does.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hey, Patriots, Todd Starnes here with big news. Trump's fighting for our country to get it back on the right track, battling China, who's likely dumping treasuries to sink the dollar, and facing tariffs that are having a sharp bite on the stock market. Now, Trump is playing the long game for America, putting Americans first. But like hard work, there's always going to be some pain. So you've got to play smart, too. Secure your hard-earned savings and retirement with Vault U.S. Gold. Their IRS-approved gold IRAs let you roll over your IRA or 401k with a no-commission pros. Safe, simple, tax-smart, protecting your future. Want it in hand? Well, their direct delivery program ships insured gold and silver to your door, offering privacy, yours to store securely. Real assets that you can hold and touch for tough times. Call 833-511-GOLD. That's 833-511-4653 or visit vaultusgold.com/Todd Starnes for your free investor kit. And tell them Todd sent you, and don't go unprotected.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at smokeybear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, we're getting some new information coming out of Washington where we can now confirm through our news partners at Newsmax 2 National Guard troops shot, at least 2. There is some reporting that there are as many as 3 National Guard members who've been shot. This happening near the White House. Again, this is all fluid, but at least this is the news coming from a Newsmax reporter, Mike Carter. Mike is the White House correspondent, and he is there on the scene. There had been some reporting that one of the National Guard members was shot in the head. We also understand that an Uber driver, her window was blown out from the bullets. There were multiple gunshots fired, and we need to be praying right now for those National Guard troops. This coming in from, let me see, I believe, yes, a White House producer for Newsmax, Maricela Ramirez. She says, I just brought cookies to Secret Service and our amazing Newsmax crew to wish them a happy Thanksgiving when she came across the shooting. She is saying that one of the National Guard members has in fact died. But she says, praying for our service members, and indeed we are. So again, it's just a tragedy. But again, multiple National Guard soldiers shot near the White House. The shooter is at large. And I don't want to go, so we're only sharing the confirmed information through our Newsmax news partners right now. But we understand there are casualties and there are fatalities. So you can read into that what you will. We're going to keep you updated on this story throughout the day over on ToddStarnes.com. I'd encourage you to go and check out our reporting there. Again, ToddStarnes.com for all of the breaking news. And certainly we want to pray for the victims here. What a horrible situation just the day before Thanksgiving. But again, ladies and gentlemen, understand what the Democrat Party has done in this country. The Democrats have put a bullseye on every single National Guard member, every federal agent in this country. And what is so horrifying that they have done? It's very simple. They're keeping our cities safe. They are returning control of the cities away from the criminal thugs and giving it back to the law-abiding citizens. That's what they're doing. And as a result, the Democrats, who thrive in chaos, The Democrats who thrive in lawlessness are enraged. They're enraged. So I will say that whatever happened today, the Democrats bear full responsibility. And we can certainly hope and pray that the surviving National Guard troops are going to be okay, that they're going to be able to recover from their injuries. But this is unacceptable, and especially just a block away from the White House, for crying out loud. As I'm watching scenes from the video, I know exactly where this is. I've walked in that area many times before, and it's just horrifying to know that something like this could have happened in our nation's capital. But all of this is on the Democrats. All of it. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So, my friends, again, I would encourage you, say a prayer. Just stop whatever you're doing right now and just say a prayer that God would protect these National Guard troops, that God would watch over the doctors and the nurses as they are working on these individuals, and also pray for the safety of all of our federal agents and officers who are there. Looking at video right now of what looks to be shards of glass all over the sidewalk. One National Guardsman down on the ground being treated by paramedics. Again, the confirmation, at least 2 National Guard troops shot in Washington. All right, we've got to leave it there, folks. Get out there. Be safe wherever you are. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, America. This is The Todd Starnes Show.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank